Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Hope you have a wonderful day. In today's video, we're going to talk about...
We had a funny, interesting conversation with two of the 20 years old uni kids, and then we talked about finance.
It was during a New Year's celebration, to give you guys a context on it.
Yeah.
So we had a lunch with one of our close friends.
Yeah.
Their kids, one of their daughter is actually just started university, and when
her boyfriend did as well, and of course he's at the same age. So we met him last year. We met the girl a long time ago.
Yep.
And then we met him last year. Talked a little bit of finance, but not like
in depth.
Not in depth.
Not until now.
Yeah, yesterday was full on.
Yeah, it was
very amazed.
Yeah, at the age of 20 years old, 21, somewhere around there, and I'm like, wow, your parents did a lot of groundwork.
Yep.
So that way you're already in that
set a good foundation of personal finance for them. So when our friend mentioned his daughter's boyfriend invested in Vanguard, that time he was 19 or started when he's 18. We're wow, that little boy already started, and we're thinking, oh, maybe parents did it for him, but then he understand all those stuff. He's not like full on trading in Vanguard, but at least he's putting money aside. He's working part-time in restaurant. He used to work in like restaurant, you know.
Just a casual weekend, couple of days a week.
Maybe like $20,000 a year.
Yeah.
25, something like that.
Yeah.
And then he they even have like a budget spreadsheet, and our friend's daughter, she's a big spender. She never saved money, and then now she just changed.
Yeah, and coming like the conversation that is coming out of his mouth, like and the topic, and we both sort of get fired up with that aspect of it. Like, wow, I can only imagine what it looked like
when he's at our age.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a question I asked him. Well, would you like to work till you retire at 65? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, now I'm looking back, yeah, why wouldn't I? When I was in uni, I was having the same thought as well. Didn't know work is not as fun, but he said, well, if he can find something that he's really enjoying at that age, like when he's free, but if he's still willing to work, then he will. But if he doesn't, and if he has an option, then he wouldn't work.
I think the key component on that conversation was I want to set up myself at a certain level, so that way work is optional versus
work is a must.
Yeah. I choose to work instead of I must work.
Yeah.
So that was like a light bulb moment when I looked at this person. It's like, well, okay, you're already at that stage of mindset, say.
Yeah.
And then they're even going.
Yeah, he knows how much super he got. He know how much he invested. He know how much saving he got. And they went for a trip. I asked them how much did they spend on the trip. They know all the numbers. They well planned. So I think all this is you just have to plan. And he even said they try to help their friends to set budget or how to save money, because they're going to be an exchange student. It's a must for them to have that certain amount of money to be an exchange student in Europe next year. And then he even said if she saved the money last year, she could have saved like 20 or 30% of her salary to save to that certain of amount. But because she didn't, and this year she has to save 40% of her salary into that. He even did a calculation for his friend. But
and I was amazed on that. I was like, wow, okay, so on your projection based on your income and your trips in like 2 years away, you should be saving about 20%. And then after that, okay, if you do a certain number, become 30% if you prolong it. And then now it's like, it's 12 months away, so you kind of need to save 40% now.
Yeah.
And then it got up to the barrier of like, I don't think you're going to make it.
No, we don't think she can make it.
So even he had a doubt based on his calculation. Like, I don't think you can make it. No. Like, oh wow! Imagine if that was only just on a European trip. Now, if you make that a little bit longer to retirement, at the age of 20 and have that projection of, you know, putting
figure.
the number
Yep.
and whatever your number is. At the age of 20, you're looking at, okay, then let's say, you know, $1 million is your go-to number. At the age of 20, like, okay, then so I'm only going to save, you know, say 10% or, you know, 5% of your income, let's say. But if you keep on going over, or if not, you stop until you're in your 20s, and then, sorry, you don't start it until your 30s or 40s, that makes it worse.
Yes, for example.
Which is where we're at.
Yeah, if we save, let's say us and him have the same end goal, let's assume $1 million.
Yep.
What we're putting is double of what he's going to put,
That's
because
it.
we're losing on the time.
Correct. So
I'm kind of jealous.
I know, and when he's mentioning that, because every week I'll just put it aside.
Yeah.
I'm just going to split it,
Yeah.
and without thinking about it, just putting it down on investing. It's like, oh, so you set aside for fun, you set aside for investing, and you set aside from living.
Yes.
Like just, you know, to go out
spending.
and
And also he's using his parents' car. He's paying for the fuel, because that's such a big car. The fuel consumption is just ridiculous. So he's even looking into getting a smaller car for himself next year. He even have a budget and thinking, how much deposit do I have? If I have to get a loan, one of his friend got cash and he can like pay her interest for that. Everyone's happy. Wow, like very, very independent, I would say.
Yeah. So kudos on that, parents.
Yeah, and him too. He took initiation
Yeah.
to control his own financial situation. But he said parents, like original parents, were divorced, and he's having stepdad, and then altogether were 6 children.
Yep.
And they were like, how many of you guys, 6 of you, were like more financial savvy?
Yeah.
And he said 3. So okay, 50%.
Success rate of 50%, like, okay, gotcha. But that comes down to us as the parents. So depending where you are in life. So if your parents starting young, I assume at what age that your parents started to do this stuff. Apparently at the age between 7 to 10 or something.
Yeah, around that.
That's when he put a lot of seed about, thinking about investing, putting money away for a rainy day, emergency fund and all that jazz.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, gotcha. And, if you put that foundation at a very young age, hopefully by the time they get to an adult, that information stick to them.
It's become the habit. It's not like us. The main thing we don't like for nowadays, sometimes parents just shower the kids with gifts. I love to spoil my kids too, but like, who's going to spoil you when you become an adult? Like, if you keep having that habit to the kid, they will just keep spending the money, and suddenly when they start working, I can't spend, I can't just ask for free gifts.
Yeah. Oh, and then you end up spending more, and you don't want that to happen.
And eventually they maybe go into debt or credit card or personal loan. Just that's what we don't want our kids or any other children to be like in the future.
Yeah, I mean, from my personal experience and not having taught personal finance, and if I had taught this at a young age,
maybe
my
we already don't have to work.
Different, exactly. And I can see the trajectory of this kid. It's like, I don't expect you to work until your 40s or 50-ish or 60 or something.
I don't know if he can keep it, but he's still young, and single, and like, not spending much, and stay home with the parents. But if he's keeping it and then keeps saving whatever habit he is, I think he can retire in 20 years.
Yeah,
like when he's
quite early,
40.
let's say.
Yeah.
And then and he is focused on his studies, so because of that, he didn't have a lot of time to actually invest any money aside from whatever
whatever that he has.
Like, granted,
and he only put into ETFs. In that,
nothing
just whatever
fancy.
Money, just put it in, just make them even, let them grow.
Yeah, nothing fancy, not complicated. Just every week, just split into 3 ways, and whatever that is, and just put it straight away. So I was amazed, and I was like, wow. Yeah. So there's no word to describe like all of the things that I'll learn, and now, like looking at him.
But then the thing we talk about was nowadays is the information technology, internet, everything is a touch of finger. So they also learn this by internet. It's also about self-motivated. If someone tell you to push you to do something, you don't like it, you wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the trigger to do it, you wouldn't do it. So maybe he said he saw his stepdad like making quite nice money and then put money aside investment. Then he see that work is an option.
Yeah.
He doesn't work anymore, but work is an option for him. I think that's the lifestyle he's looking for in the future as well.
So, and then the other thing is like these days in our, I guess, in current situation, the accessibility of information, it's in a touch
so
of
much.
It's like,
Yes.
And the thing is, there's no secrets on this. I realize there's no like, oh yeah, you got to do it this way, that way. It's like, no, just eliminate that. Invest, earn interest, earn an income, and don't spend more than what you have. Have a budget. Like,
I think the secret is on you personally. If you got a willpower, you want to make it happen, you will make it happen.
That's it. And that goes in the conversation with his friend. Because like, you know, they've been trying to convince these other friends.
It's so funny. They have two very extreme friends. One is not saving. I need to save all this certain of amount to go overseas, not doing anything. And the other one, save everything, not spending any money, not even put it, or maybe just put it in the bank. And then they said they convinced her so long to change the bank from like traditional online banking without any interest to a high interest online banking. It took her so long to do it.
And then I think it was like last month. They're like, okay, so it's been a month. Has she felt it? I don't think so, because it's only been under a month for high interest saving account.
I think every month, I don't know, for our account they pay every month. I'm happy to receive extra money for not doing anything. Why not?
So one extreme to the other. So I mean, depending where you are in life, I guess, you know, each to their own. Our information in here is like based on our personal experience anyway. And yes, we did all of the, I guess, the silly thing when it comes to money. Me personally anyway. I don't know about you.
No, I spend a lot.
So and realizing, looking at, if we had that information based on him, I'm so jealous because of that.
Yeah. But you know, who knows? In the future, maybe when he start working full time, he got all this surplus income going up, your expenditure may go up too.
Well, that's
but
the thing,
at least he's having a habit of putting money in investment.
That's the same thing, like looking at our friend's daughter. Is like, okay, tell me something. When you're working at the takeaway shop, did you spend a lot? And you go, no, because my income is really low.
And then then she kept asking the dad for money and then just spend it all quickly because it was not her hard-earned money. And now she realized, money is not as easy to make it. But at least now they make it their own money. They plan, they want to go travel. Yes, you deserve and spend it, please. Yeah, and in that aspect, I love the fact that she realizes, my income is high, my expenses is going to get higher. Now, mind you, though, the way I see things, it might be a bit different. Whereas I looked at the age of 20 to 30s, when you're sort of single with no dependent, let's say, that is the most marketable I guess age in your life, let's say. Spend most of your money on things that you don't need. That's it. So, and then her incomes get higher, so her expenses get higher. But I guess that's normal because we all been there. We actually go through that stage. So personally, so there's no right or wrong answer in terms of personal finance. It's just depending on you. Just don't spend more than you earned. That's the minimum. Minimum. That's the secret. So, and then invest in whatever you're comfortable in. So, anyway, that's just our 2 cents, guys. I mean, if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe, comment. See you next time. Bye.